Good morning, Shippensburg. We're back at it again for your weekly podcast. I'm Amanda Trievel. Today we will be talking about something that caught my attention when buying or adopting a new furry friend: dog licenses. What is a dog license? First thing that came to my mind was, well, humans have driving licenses, so what does a dog need a dog license for? I did some research on the PA Department of Agriculture's website, and here's what I found. All dogs 3 months or older must be licensed by January 1st of each year. If you do not have a license, you can be fined up to $300. An annual license is $8.50, and a lifetime license is $51.50. If the animal is spayed or neutered, the annual fee is $6.50, and the lifetime is $31.50. Discounts are available to older adults and people with disabilities. I took a trip to the Cumberland Valley Animal Shelter and sat down with Jennifer Vanderall, the director of the communications at the shelter.
When we have people that are from Franklin County, we actually suggest that they get a license through us, or well, anywhere, but we actually do sell licenses here, so we kind of make that a, kind of two for one, you know what I mean, to take care of two problems at one time kind of deal. And of course it has to be within Franklin County, so if you live outside of Franklin County, we just suggest that they get a license in their own.
One college dog owner, Kendra Allman, was not aware of how important a dog license is.
When I got my dog, they told me that he was chipped, but they didn't say anything about a dog license. They didn't tell me what it was. I don't really know what it is.
I personally was unsure of what a dog license was as well until I did my research. According to the 2012 U.S. Pet Ownership and Demographics Sourcebook, the percent of households owning dogs are 36.5%. With this many dogs running around, we need to keep our furry friends safe. The small license fee does go back into helping our dogs.
The fees for dog licenses go to the Department of Agriculture, and the Department of Agriculture runs the dog law enforcement office, and that is our dog warden, and they are responsible for kennel inspections. They inspect us, so they have a lot of responsibility, so that fee does actually go into caring for animals in this state.
Getting a chip or a dog license are both great ways to get your dog returned home if they wander off. Both are ideal though.
Well, the interesting thing about the chip is, and I do not, as a dog owner, know why you wouldn't do this, but if you have your pet microchipped, you can get a lifetime license for, don't quote me directly, but I think it's like couple dollars, and you don't have to worry about it for the rest of your dog's life. So I don't have any idea under the sun why you wouldn't do something like that, but so a lot of people do take advantage of that, and dog licenses actually help get an animal home, and sometimes, like if they don't have a chip reader, but they can see the collar and the tags, that's the way people can call. I mean, because certainly you're, again, man on the street wouldn't be walking around with a microchip scanner in his pocket. You know what I mean? So microchipping is awesome because most vet offices and animal shelters have them. But if, your dog is running loose in the neighborhood and one of your neighbors comes across this dog, having that dog license on, your dog won't even go to a shelter because they can call you directly. Dog licenses also are a good way to, monitor how many dogs are in the area, how many dogs people have. It also is a way to control the population somewhat, because you have to license your dogs, people take it really seriously. We're talking big fines if you don't have your dog licensed.
To purchase a dog license, contact your local county treasurer or local licensing agents like the Cumberland Valley Animal Shelter. A list of all the county treasurer offices are listed on the PA Department of Agriculture's website. The Shippensburg County is Cumberland, and the office is located in Carlisle.
County treasurer's office has an online database for dog licenses. Yeah. So that makes it like super simple we don't have, even if the treasurer's office is closed, it doesn't matter. We can get in there and see the owner's name and get that information. And I mean, we're on it pretty fast to get the dog. I mean, if it's a known dog, let's get them back, to their owner. That's our ultimate goal.
If you do not have a dog license, it's basically like driving a car without a license. If you're never stopped by the police, you're okay. But if you get hit, you will get in trouble.
If you are a true dog lover and you're like, oh no, this kid's going to be with me, you know what I mean, for the remainder of his life, then dude, get a lifetime license, because then you don't have to worry about it every January.
In my opinion, I think anywhere you go to buy or adopt a dog should tell you right away about dog licenses. Jen also agrees.
Yeah, I think it all depends upon the shelter or the rescue that you're adopting from as to what their policies are. And it also depends upon the state because dog licensing is a state by state kind of deal. So there's not a federal law about dog licensing. I mean, it certainly would be nice if every dog could be licensed. So I think it is an important aspect of dog ownership for sure.
In Pennsylvania, in order to adopt, the organization must have a kennel license.
PetSmart does have a kennel license, so some of the area animal organizations do have them, but like the Chambersburg Mall or just like a local business wouldn't have any need for a kennel license, so we can't adopt actually there on the spot. You'd have to come back to the shelter anyway, so that's how it works here.
If you feel like a business is not following proper kennel licensing rules, or even if you want to submit a dog complaint, you can fill out a form that is anonymous to the Bureau of Dog Law Enforcement Office. The form is located on the PA Department of Agriculture. Even reporting a dog without a license can be reported many ways.
When we get stray animals here, if they're not licensed, we say, hey, you really need a license for your dog, and there are times we say, okay, in addition to the kennel fees, you're paying for a license because you need to license your dog. So yeah, there's all kinds of different ways that you can find that. I mean, the common, man on the street can find it out because a lot of people, if they find a stray dog and there's no licenses on the dog, and find the owner somehow and says, hey guy, you don't have a license here. I mean, so there's a lot of ways you can report that to the Department of Agriculture for sure.
A dog warden is in every county and handles any dog complaints, kennel licenses, and much more.
It's a tough gig. I mean, we've got, our dog warden running all of Franklin County. And so we're talking from the lower half of Shippensburg all the way down to like Waynesboro, Greencastle, Mercersburg. So that's a lot of area to cover. And they enforce rabies vaccinations because rabies vaccinations are also the law. They enforce the dog licenses, and they also, like I say, inspect kennels and that type of thing. It's also for dogs running at large. They also have the equipment to humanely trap them. And so if a dog is running at large in your area, the dog warden would be who you'd have to call. And dog license fees goes to support all of that. So it really is a service that, they provide for the county.
When comparing rural areas to city areas, dog licenses is important everywhere.
Yeah, the rural folks, I think, are like, hey, whatever, my dog wandering, no big deal. But if you have like a city population and you've got like, dogs, I mean, in other parts of the world, they have like serious feral dog problems. Like, and that's a serious thing. So I think that's an interesting question because I do think the more people that you have populated in an area probably would be more concerned about not having, strange animals wandering the streets because again, well, even that, I mean, it'd be tough, oh my gosh, they'd be getting into dumpsters, and you know what I mean? It would be actually a nuisance and probably a health issue for the city as well. So yeah, I would say that I think dog licenses are important everywhere, rural or city, but yeah, I have a feeling that probably the cities would try to really crack down on that so that they wouldn't have, issues of not knowing, who in the world is this dog, where in the world does this dog come from type of thing.
This has been your weekly dose of my podcast. I hope you all learned the importance of having a dog license, and tune in next week. I'm Amanda Trievel.